Pregame.tv breaking down Thursday night NFL action. Steve Fezzik, Vegas runner Andy Reid returns to the city of brotherly love. They booed Santa Claus. I think they'll probably boo him.
Yeah, we did.
Here comes Kansas City. What do you think? Big game.
Huge game.
Big.
I lived in Philly. I could promise you it's going to be insanity.
They're going to boo Andy Reid?
Insanity. They are going to boo Andy Reid. Yeah, they're going to boo Andy Reid with a smile. And if you're not booing Andy Reid, you might see someone flying off those rafters. So you're either booing Andy Reid or you're shutting
from the upper deck.
Yeah, you're either shutting up or you're booing Andy Reid in that stadium. I happen to go this off topic. Philadelphia against Dallas, probably around 92, 90, around there. Both 4-0. Monday Night Football game in Philly.
Sure.
The most insane atmosphere I've ever seen. I saw more guys walking into that stadium like this because they had a Dallas jersey on.
Right.
Just got clocked walking by. Just sucker punch, just walking by than anything I've ever before in my life. That place is going to be nuts come Thursday night.
I like it. Any feel for who's going to win?
I'll tell you.
Game. We were talking about off
line value. I really think it's on the Chiefs. I do. I think on a neutral field, I think the Chiefs are 2 points better than the Eagles.
You think they're 2 points better? Because I did my power ratings.
Tell me what you have.
They're up at pregame.
I look at them every Wednesday. I look at yours because I don't want it to influence my first read.
Essentially, I have the teams pretty much equal. All right, but it's difficult now because when we're evaluating our data points, we saw one half of the Philadelphia Eagles and we were booking Super Bowl tickets, right? And then we saw the second half against the Redskins, not so good. And then we saw the Chargers go up and down the field against this defense, and now we have major concerns.
My concern is the offense, as potent as it may eventually be, seems to me not to have an identity yet, and here's why. Against Washington, they rushed for 263 yards, passed for 180. Against the Chargers, they rushed for 89 and passed for 422.
Kelly must
Two opposite ends of the spectrum.
To be able to run the ball.
They have to be more balanced. Even Oregon, with all that running, Mariota had to pass the ball too.
Sure.
You know, and it's a much more balanced attack.
Well, here's the problem. Vic had a groin injury. He has a groin injury. This is a big concern. So now in the read option, they can sell out because they know he's not going to take the edge. So now McCoy doesn't have that wide open hole up the middle, and then
he did against Washington.
I mean, when you think about it, you got one. The defensive end has to choose. You know, and
now they're going right to the running back.
Just sell out and go inside, and that's really the problem with all these quarterbacks is that you run this too often. That's what's happened with RG3. Is that your quarterback's going to get killed if he runs it too many times. The quarterback's got to learn, take it to the outside, and then stay outside and go down or go out of bounds and not take the hit.
And the Chiefs, who primarily are known as a running team.
Sure.
If you look at the Eagles' defense.
Jamal Charles is not 100%.
Exactly.
He's nicked.
And if you look at the Eagles' defense, it's against the pass that they've been exploited. They've allowed 308 versus Washington, 413 versus San Diego passing yards.
Those were garbage yards, though.
They were. Most of it was. I agree.
Not against the Chargers.
Exact. Against Washington, it was. I granted. But still, that to me is a concern going up against a Kansas City team where, if you look, they're not turning the ball over on offense. They're very efficient. They're balanced. They're not lighting up the scoreboard. The stat sheet. If you're a fantasy player, God forbid, you don't have too many Kansas City players on your team.
I saw Steven Nover just making fun of people that were like drafting Kansas City people. You know, he wins every draft.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, Alex.
It's dink and dank.
Right.
It's workmanlike style of football, but it gets it done. It's 2-0 right now.
League in turnover, so they needed workmanlike and boring as opposed.
I agree. I agree.
God awful bad. Let me tell you one thing that I'm concerned about the Chiefs. All right, obviously they whacked Jacksonville. Jacksonville's no good.
Held Dallas to 37 yards rushing. Wow.
That was impressive with the defense. But what was not impressive is the first drive they score against Dallas. They come down and Alex Smith is scrambling like a madman. 3rd down and 8, taken off, threw the Cowboys off. They weren't expecting a quarterback they expected to be a pocket passer to run on them. Took them by surprise. They got their 7 points. After that,
that was it.
That was it. No more offense. And then the Chiefs played really good defense the rest of the way, and they held on and they won.
Clawed their way to a win.
They clawed their way with that huge Arrowhead, home field that's going to be back as long as they're winning. I don't like what I saw in that second half. And let's face it, in every Dallas game, it seems like they're all dogfights and that they could go either way. But that's beating the Dallas Cowboys when they only won 2 games all last year, and I was in my Tuesday group meeting.
Yeah, they're 2-0, right?
You're not going to the meetings. What were you doing?
I was a little busy.
I normally you're there.
I know. I have to make it.
Got a lot going on.
It's a little early in the season.
No worries. I'll tell you about what some of the consensus plays were after. But the people were saying, oh, the Chiefs, they're not going to celebrate too much. They're looking at the playoffs. I'm like, they won 2 games last year. They just won their second game, and they just beat the Dallas Cowboys. They tore down the goalpost. They moved it into a museum. They're still so.
They're 1A and 1B with Denver. And remember. I'll say this for my analysis. There's one other key point, and the reason why I like Philly in this game. But it sounds to me like you're still on the fence. I really am on the fence. I really am.
Let me make this official, and I'll give you the key reason. The real key reason that I like this game is that the Philadelphia Eagles are suddenly staring at 1-1. They lose this game, their schedule gets very, very difficult after this game. They need this game like blood, and it's Thursday. Thursday means less prep time. I can just see Andy Reid Sunday night, football's all around. Congratulations, we beat the Cowboys. We'll come back Monday at noon, and we'll start prepping for this Thursday game. You are going to go broke in the NFL trying to bet road teams on Thursday. It's like it's never priced enough. You blindly bet home teams on Thursday. You bet unders on Thursday. Now, I don't like the under in this game because of the dynamics of it. So I have to go ahead and look at the home team. And I've been hearing all this talk about Andy Reid brought 9 guys over from Philadelphia. They know Philly really well. They're going to be super motivated. But I wonder, it's not like a wrongful termination here. VR, I mean, he drove this team into the ground.
Yeah,
exactly. He had the dream team, and they almost went winless. They won 4 close games.
I agree.
How pissed can he be for being fired?
Yeah, I think it's Philly that wants revenge. I don't think he wants revenge.
I think a lot of these players are not happy with the way he mailed it in down the stretch, and they quit on him for reasons. They didn't like him.
I agree. That's why it's tough for me because I think line value-wise, there may be a little bit there on Kansas City, but in the NFL, motivation and the ebb and flow of teams is so important. Nothing reflects that better than last year's Indianapolis Colts, who statistically everyone talked about how bad they were, the worst 11-5 team, and yet they were one of the best covering teams. And they were able to win football games because that's their style play. And they got into that perfect flow and carried that momentum week by week by week. If they had the ball at the end, they won the game. Or they covered the spread through the back door. And because of that, Eagles, motivation-wise, for this game, I mean, they're going to be as up as you're going to get for a team. And that's why it's tough for me to grab the line value with KC. And I may actually turn that around and say, you know what, I may lay it with the Eagles.
And remember, as I make this official, it is a free play, -3. We're going to lay it with the Eagles.
Lay it.
Minus $1.15. Making it official. But as far as line value, people say, oh, during the summer this line was 3. You're not getting any bargains. Yes, but last week this line was 6. After that first week, even though Kansas City beat Jacksonville 28-2, that everyone had jumped so hard on the Philly bandwagon, that line had gone up to 6. So if you're thinking you're getting all this value betting the Chiefs +3 or 3.5, remember you could have had 6 just a week ago. So it has come back down, and I really feel that this is a circle the wagons game that the Eagles need like blood, and Kansas City is fat, drunk, and happy at 2-0.
They just beat America's team. They beat America's
like
team.
To win. The Eagles need to win.
Agree.
I think they're going to get it done.
I like it.
Excellent. I love talking NFL.
Let's move over to Saturday ball.
We're going to go into no Saturday games in NFL. That means we're going to talk college.
Cheers for old Notre Dame.
Michigan State, Notre Dame.
What a game. What
One-way rivalry. We'll be breaking it down. Michigan State, Notre Dame, pregame.tv. Love it.